Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.GG Invite Highlander cast, starting off season 18 of RGL. 19, 19, 19, whoops. Not inauspicious note to start out on here as we start off season 19. The years all blend together when you're as old as myself and Rogue sitting next to me, Dolphin behind the camera, as always. Rogue, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. Yeah, super psyched for this. The fresh that new season smell is in the air. Yeah, I can't wait to be here and spend some time. And yeah, super happy for you to have me. Super happy for RGL to keep killing it. I'm still like kind of riding the high off RGL land just a short 2 months ago, 1.5 months ago. So yeah, can't wait for more TF2.
Absolutely, and we are coming at you tonight with two entirely new teams, big shakeups in Invite this season. Not a lot of similar rosters on tonight on PL Vigil. We will have Macchiatos and KovaaK's against Agar Grove. And we can run down the rosters right now, see who we're dealing with on the side of M&K. It will be Maxi on Scout, Lunar on Soldier, Thick on Pyro, RJB&R on Demo Man, also known as Snowy, I believe, Swift on Heavy, the one, the only Spade Slick on Engineer, Eku952 on Medic, Brian on Sniper, and Taiga on Spy.
On Agar Grove, yeah, I'm actually not sure either. But shout out to Dave the Diver, where I've read that word 100 times. Anyway, we have Hero, Townsy on Soldier. Next is Dope on Pyro, Humphrey Demo Man, Witness on Heavy. Love to see Witness here back on the server. Lay on Engineer, DZ Creeper on Medic, Bugged on Sniper, and Galaxy on Spy.
Agar.
A lot of
We'll also,
names here that a lot of if you only really watch the cast, you're not going to be too familiar with right now. I'd say coming in.
I'm also quite excited that we've just received word that they're doing a medic duel to decide the sides of who's starting where. That is such a throwback. Like the melee duel, yeah, to pick sides. Like, here on Payload, we have sometimes like a home team advantage or other things like that of like, who's the upper
They're
and
doing
lower
it
seed.
right
But
now.
here we
Okay,
go.
we're live. Townsy versus Eku. Townsy taking it in. Townsy gonna land the first hit. Make that 2, 3 in a row. Queen sweep for Townsy. It will be Agar Grove picking their team side first.
Yeah, cheers to that. That's such a fun, like gentleman's agreement here on the server. There we go. So it looks like they'll be, picking defense here. Yeah, you always love picking defense first if you can on a payload because it's actually, that game like where there's like that old like statistics trick of like there's 3 doors and the prize is behind one. You pick a door, they open a
The Monty
different
Hall
door.
problem.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think defense is actually a lot like that because if you're pushing first, you kind of just have to try your best and like brute force however long it may or may not take. If you defend first, then you know what you're pushing up against, right? Like if you need to like pull out all the stops and go for like a fast play, or if you have a lot of the clock to run down. So I think being on defense, you get like that Monty Hall problem of getting one of the doors open.
Agreed. Yeah, I've always been a big proponent of that. I think you could maybe, devil's advocate, say that if you think you have a really killer offensive strategy, right? Sometimes you could take the offensive start to really like hit him with a quick hook, put him on the back foot, get that early lead, and then in your second half, now you're the team who gets to kind of push their own defense. But no, agreed. In general, you always want to try to start on red if possible. It looks like we have teams kind of starting to ready up. They've got 18. I think they've been waiting on us, but these two teams are very interesting. I mean, looking at Macchiatos and KovaaK's, a lot of kind of up and coming talent on this. I think we saw some of these players last season. I believe Snowy was playing on either, I believe on Crumb's team, Dreamy Bull's Kitchen. Swift, I believe, was on one of the advanced move up teams too. I think it was WCF. Eku's someone I think you've mentored for a while, Rogue. If I'm recalling correctly.
Actually, no, not me.
No, I might be confusing them with someone else then, but definitely someone who's been kind of sitting near the mid-high advanced realm for a while. Finally feels like making a big break in Taiga as well. Brian was on People's Kitchen last season. Maxi kind of been hanging around for a while. Agar Grove looks like what roster was this last season? It's hard to tell, but I feel like I've seen a Townsy and DZ roster before.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know a lot of these plays have kind of played together, and it's fun like with this kind of first match of the season. There's a lot of teams like basically witness gaming of like the Mel and Blank Exile team is making a run back here. We have Team Fun, like the crazy super skilled, like I don't know, all the most decorated players in history. So in at least our JL Highlander history here. So yeah, it's exciting to see these two teams facing off here on week 1 and see who's like really put in that practice in the off season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be looking. I will admit to being very unfamiliar with who Bug is. Not sure if that's an alias change or not, but Brian is someone who has been extremely solid in his few couples in his few seasons of Invite so far. Definitely going to be kind of the player I'm looking at. I'm looking at Brian the most, if I'm being honest. I think if I had to pick one player who may have the most impact coming into it, I would probably name him. Which means that Bug, on the flip side, going to be who I'm looking at to kind of stop that flood.
And cheers to all our predictors here in chat. Which one are you? Which way are you leaning here, Alta? Just from what you know so far.
Oh, this is tough. I feel like this has got to be a 2-1 either way. I think, even though I'm kind of putting all the sauce on Brian right now, I might lean Agar Grove 2-1 here, but it really could go either way. There's a number of question marks on these rosters that I just can't, fully see. I'm also going to be looking at Taiga, my boy from Mommy Man, making his Invite debut here, so potentially could be a big game player as well.
We're opting for that. It's like either a little old-fashioned, except for some of the best Highlander teams still opt for this forward hold. It's one of those things. It's a little risky. If it fails catastrophically, you lose second, which is a great hold. But hey, they say if we can squeeze out a lot more extra time here on the cart, like it's almost like a skill check. Like, can they really shove us off this effectively? If not, we're gonna take that time for free. But here we go, our first real pick here from Bugged, and actually an Uber coming out on Humphrey right away.
Yeah, they're just gonna go for the trade, get that exchange in when DZ doesn't have Uber on this forward hold. He's much more vulnerable, cannot back out safely. They're happy to get them for the 7 dead. Lunar coming in from orbit. One good rocket onto Humphrey, gonna take him down. 4 kills though, all going in the favor of Agar Grove right now. It's just gonna be Humphrey going down. Eku will be escaping back to spawn, but lots of kills coming in there. The gun is still up, and Townsy I think has stayed alive. He's probably pretty close to that banner right about now.
Yeah, it looks like 40% through.
Thanks, Dolphin.
Yeah.
He looked like a fool. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting for all the theorists out here. You usually don't want to use that Uber out of spawn for offense because defense doesn't have to use. In this case, DZ Creeper did, and then you saw a great repush from offense. Also a nice try from Lunar here. But yeah, it makes it a little tough. Now Taiga and Maxi really opening up these back lines, creating a couple openings, but yeah, like without being able to clean up in post, but yeah, Humphrey going down is tough.
Townsy popping the banner, they're going to make this push really just kind of fail out. Taiga's gotten a couple picks to open things off on the back line, but just not enough coming through right now. Brian has been kept off of the scoreboard as well. Never really been able to get an angle set up on anyone. All of this tracks pressure making me think they might want to try getting some more on flank side, but now Townsy's going to go down as well. Again, more of this track pressure. It's going to be the scout going down. Brian losing the SPS. Uber popped out though, but they're already down numbered.
Here we go with DZ Creeper catching Humphrey this time, and like Humphrey keeps kind of getting dropped in these posts, but I love the idea of playing this wide angle. Of like, you got to play for the win here in Invite, and Humphrey's doing exactly that. He does go down to Taiga for it, but we have slight numbers added in favor of Agar.
To see how those spawn timers play into things though, but I mean, with blue so closer, the spawn timers are actually fairly even, it's looking like, and they're just never able to really get a numbers add coming into this. I'm always a big fan of pushing tracks here to break the forward hold, but you need someone or something on flank to start splitting that attention. If you just take a 9v9 through tracks, you have the height to set. You're not going to win this, but it looks like backup has been sounded, which I love this. You get about 3 minutes on first, call the back out of your own accord. No need to, crash and burn. Sticky trap, it looks like that was gonna take out the scout again on Maxi, but they will get this cap, but it's been 3 minutes on first, I believe.
Yeah, that's an astonishing hold on first, I think, because you get your medic out on second, full Uber. They're actually going for maybe a quick play through tunnel. No, it's just the government peeking. Now the heavy, wait a second, 3 going out main tunnel. The gun is not looking that way yet, so everyone who's peeking is taking that damage. But yeah, well said. Like, that hold on first was fantastic. You know, the offense kept almost winning first, which is exactly what you want. Like, keep giving them that hope without actually giving anything up. But now Uber's come out.
And I mentioned Bug as someone to look for. I believe the SVS is at least 3-0 in their favor right now. So very impressive performance thus far. I mean, defense sniper a little bit easier. As Galaxy coming in, going to take out Nick. Will escape as well. Snipes that fire prop and gets out his life. So very good play there. Swift, though, will take out Witness. It looks like that was around side tunnel. Hearing another banner, though, pop out from Townsy. It's going to be used right away. This is going to be used to deter the pressure, give Witness time to respawn. He is up. Brian forced out. Eku's still only on 50 space. Lunar going to be going down. Galaxy makes it 3 onto Swift. No foothold at all here coming into second for MK.
There's a really big deal on payload defense. Like, your engineer is almost more important than your medic staying alive just for the sake of the gun, teleporter, everything. I just saw Lei charge forward as the first person towards the tunnel and put 400 damage into the 450 heavy with, like, the revenge crits. So great play out of Lei, and survived for it too, getting the gun farther up and clean up on the heavy. So yeah, like, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Lots of side tunnel pressure coming in. Some good damage going to be coming through. And Lei! That was another one engineer. I'm thinking just the Lei being a med, but no. It will be RJBNR taking up the gun and the engineer right there. That's a lot coming in. Great thing to start off as the Uber now comes out.
Nice play out of Witness here watching the tunnel, but, you know, they fight Witness in basically a 4v1 while the Uber's happening on hill. So they would go from the offense. You know, it's like, do that damage, we got the gun down, Ubers are off the board, now we re-push together as a group.
But another banner coming out from Townsy. Brian finally getting a kill onto Hero right there, but it's really going to be about it. Lunar catches Galaxy off on the side. So slight numbers right now for offense. With that banner going, there's not a whole lot they can do. Bug scoped in on hill. Thick going to be the one to start trying to check it. The repush coming through right now, but Tiger caught out again, not able to get much out on second. Witness going to go down here, and maybe some numbers right now. How close Swift of the cart?
And there's such a linchpin out of Witness there. Like, oh, wait, wow, Lunar is still flying forward. Hero is now okay, going to get traded out. Not too bad, but Uber's coming up. We'll be all right for a while. Lei building just a level 1. But yeah, nice play out of Witness. Like, we have to move forward if we're going to defend this because we can't give up the hill and the cart. And by the way, for again, all the theorists out there, you want to give up the hill and keep the cart. But unfortunately, Agar kept kind of neither, you know, just playing in Shutter. So yeah, that's a point capture. But I mean, 542 on Vigil, but like, is a pretty decent time to capture last. So yeah, we're really running the clock up here for Agar.
Yeah, I mean, you'd expect the breakdown on that to be like minute and a half first, 4.5 on second, but you know, all's well that ends well. You're very happy with that time through too. Uber now popped out right away in a 9v9 here out of the RJBNR through the brackets. Not really gonna find much. Maxi going down again consistently, just like getting caught out in bad situations by Humphrey. And but Brian finds easy, so no medic. Huge pick for him to pick up, and the dominoes are all going to fall one after another. No Uber needed right there. All they needed was the space for Brian. Again, not the loudest game thus far, but getting that point for his team almost single-handedly, it feels like.
Wow, so far Taiga has been my favorite. Oh wow, RJBNR going out for the sticky jump and then gets bugged as well. Witness the last one up. Now everyone respawning. Taiga has been my favorite player in this game so far by miles. And wait a second, big shot from Brian on DZ Creeper.
Finding him 2 in a row. Witness is gonna be next. RJBNR can have so much space. Galaxy coming in, not gonna get checked. Finds the kill onto Brian. Taiga caught out as well. That is the 2 crosses down for MNK, and will give Agar crucial time to stabilize here. As what looked like it may have just been a snowball with both of those classes going down, it's given time for them to get back up. Still now a full ad for Eku, but much worse situation than being able to take that Uber when you already have their spawn.
This is like such a classic as well. You have this head here. Some teams want to play passive. Look at Humphrey, Townsy, Witness charging forward. You can't let them in for free here. There we go. They get DZ Creeper out alive. Townsy cleans up the spy and post. You lose your gun, sure. But yes, they're rotating to the high ground. Nothing matters except spamming cart from here. Fantastic job out of Agar so far. They
really big
don't
on
have enough
getting
damage
a heavy.
Yeah,
Getting him out of the heavy is such a big thing. But the cart has made it up the hill right now. It may not be enough, and that will go in 8-minute time. Not the best. Definitely a very, very solid recovery after first and second. Some really good snowballing we saw out of MNK, but a bad start gives them still, you know, subpar time for the half. Agar now is going to have to come in and see if they can push it. Which, honestly, I'd take those odds with just about any team, really. 8 minutes is a pretty solid bit of time to work with.
Absolutely, especially here on Vigil, where like a lot of the points are very holdable, but also the track length isn't that long, not like a Swiftwater. I want to say, yeah, really shout out to Taiga. You can see on like third defense, Taiga was like tracking the Uber and calling their Uber is fading. The medic is going to land in this position. I'm decloaking and going on the medic in 4, 3, Soldier Bomb with me, 2, 1, and then they all like collapse basically as that like post fight from Taiga, and that like obliterated the defense. They and then got like a sap on the gun. They focused by the engineer like in all that chaos. The Soldier Spy took out the NG. So like yeah, Taiga's orchestrating this game on Spy, which is like everything you can want out of a top level spy here at you know, to start off the season. So yeah, I'm so excited to see what Taiga can accomplish as this match progresses.
Especially with defense by being a lot easier than Vigil offense, as it's difficult to pick up kills there. But interesting that basically exact same hold coming in from MNK up on first here with their gun, and basically the exact same spot Laze was. Unfamiliar that this was the new meta, but seems like that might be it. Players on Agar just getting out of spawn, taking some ground. DZ already out. They're gonna want to go for that fast exchange as well, it looks like.
So let's see from the defense. They have still not used. And there we go. The Uber finally comes out. Sure, it'll be a bit better, but actually they're letting the offense get really close. Spade's gun kind of hurt here. It'll be fine. Talented Witness now charging in the gun. Witness not fine. Witness takes out the gun. And let's see. Yeah, we lose RGB and R as well. Now Swift on the defense. And bam, Echo down.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like that's kind of what happens most of the time I see that first hold. Good on Bug to get those 2 kills in right away. It feels like that was maybe the difference that MNK didn't have. Brian wasn't able to really activate on that point at all. And now look at this. They are already on top of hill. Bug hard scoped on the shutter. Lunar kind of pinned up inside tunnel. Gonna have to high bomb to get out. They still caught a headshot. Great shot by Bug right there. And Townsy now going to be left-handed as well and go down. Humphrey, too, caught in the corner. That level 1 gun from Spades doing work. Taiga in on the back end. Gonna find Bug and gonna find EZ. Great collapse in on hill. No Uber, no nothing needed. All they needed was just that those explosive classes going down, and they're able to just snatch up all those kills and get a really solid reset in.
Getting that late pick on the Spades was actually very strong here. Yeah, there's like, I think it would be very sharp for the offense to go now. Do not wait for buffs, just go. They don't have the Uber yet, and they have no gun. You win this fight right now, only Townsy is playing to win here. The rest of Agar is like, I guess we'll just let them set up a level 3 gun. Guys, don't push unless they have a level 3 gun up, is the calls, I think, from Agar right now. But they go for a sack onto the medic, doing a lot of damage, but luckily we have to be very safe in spawn.
Yep, and Galaxy is going to be the last one to fall there. I mean, big pick out to the dispenser. A little bit more meaningful on second than on normal because of how much health and ammo that thing can put out. But if you send 5 people in and all you can come away with is the dispenser, then pretty much easy, safe to say sack failed. As it's going to have to be a reset here. DZ now on 85. Exchange should likely be coming soon as Lunar spawns. No banner for post is going to be the good news for Agar right now, as they're starting to work their way uphill. There's now even Taiga caught out as well, so no comms for the side of MNK could be big. And look at this, Witness now running up through tunnel as the team pumped out over hill.
Witness has been, I think, a huge boon for this team, where he's like constantly kind of putting himself in the positions to be like a real thorn in the side, which is great from Heavy because it takes so much focus fire to kill him. Now the offense is pushing over hill, but aren't great buffs.
Got knocked off the hill. Good bomb coming in from Lunar. That rocket's going to make him drop down onto the ground, where Witness now is going to get shredded even with the beam by Swift. Just displacing those heals is such a, you know, not going to show up in any logs, but it's a great thing to be able to do. Still a number of kills going down, though. That's 4 kills for Agar, but they've got a really solid core. Up on the hill, Spade still has a level 1. They'll look like they're going to be able to get numbers back up to defend it, though. But look at this card crush. Huge bomb by Lunar.
It's a great late play. As everyone came on main tunnel, Witness going out that side tunnel, getting the gun. Again, he's like such a thorn in the side. I'm really loving this play, but great job out of the defense to abandon hill and say everybody, like all 9 of us, focus on cart right now. Yes, we lose the gun, but we keep the cart and we keep our Uber. So a very strong play out of them defensively.
Exactly, and I mean, we're now seeing, you know, we've been here for about almost 4 minutes so far. Humphrey gonna get sniped out right before this Uber goes down. Huge pick to start this out, but they just do not have the, damage now to get any real presence on hill. Great shot out of Brian. Really been coming alive over the past, couple minutes on defense here. Witness catches out Taiga on the back end, but that's about all they're going to get here. It's going to be another full Uber they're likely going to need to build here unless some dry magic can happen. Jump, trying to come in from Townsy, and it looks like there will be a dry push out through main tunnel, but all the kills going in favor of M&K right now.
A great out of Spades, like, the gun goes down, and Spades actually made the call to back way up and stay alive, and say, like, I trust my team to defend here, and losing me is too big of a price. So, yeah, heads up play out of Spades, like, when you keep your play... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Brian, who was a late kill there, got taken out by the glow stick from Lei, so not sure if there were some ego plays there, but he's just now coming back up, which means that this is a free walkout for Agar. Eku's only at 90 right now, but Bug, Hero, DZ all going down. Taiga finds that medpick in the back line. He's gonna help chase out Lei as well. Uber gets popped out to keep numbers alive right there. It was a good heads-up play by Agar to push up when the sniper wasn't there, but the dominoes just fell a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, brilliant out of Taiga, like we said, like, orchestrating that play. Like, I have the decloak, everyone collapsed on hill who's a flank class, they shove forward. Iku using the free Uber. Shout out to me, who made like a Reddit post on TrueTF2 in 2014 saying free Ubers aren't free, and then Mr. Link said this is correct, I'm gonna make a feature-length video on this Reddit post. Free Ubers are not free, that they should not have used, and now they're dropping everyone. Like, RGB and R is almost down here. If Townsy and Witness actually push forward a couple seconds sooner, they lose this.
But it's only Humphrey and DC on hill right now. They have no supporting cast. Lei is so far back. It was really good side tunnel pressure to pick up Brian, but I feel like at that point they needed to kind of back, regroup, and then, gather people together instead of continuing to lead. That said, solid hill push coming up right now. Bug up there, Lunar coming in over the top. DC dies to the level 1 gun. Frags are going to be traded back and forth. Actually coming out, it looks like slightly even. But no, Brian finds Bug and no. Galaxy will pick him up, but the damage, I believe, is already done. That gun from Spades is going to be the difference maker right here. I don't know how DC dies to... That must have gotten knocked into it by the jump out of Lunar. Yeah, it's like Dolphins confirming that right now. So Lunar really been big on any of these pushes. Uber now popped out again. Questionable if this one's free, as DC will have Addison. They don't get him, but really wanted to buy that space, give themselves time to reset. See if they can maybe work some magic on DZ in the meantime.
We are reaching that realm of impossibility of pushing from second to last. I'm not sure the exact time. Humphrey, wait a second. Lunar is just farming damage here, but now the reflex coming through. There we go. Nice focus fire. Witness and Townsy working their way up the flank. But, this is what you love to see out of an invite team like this for M&K to say, all right, we're going to focus the tunnel, then we focus side tunnel. You never want to, be so distracted and split up, but yeah, you what's the word? You're like that donkey that can't decide between two bales of hay, so it dies of starvation in the middle. You know what I mean?
Sometimes...
I swear that's from something. Did I make that up?
Sometimes, I've never heard of that, but sometimes in 2 FPS games, if 2 people show up on my screen at the same time, I'll be unable to pick either of them and shoot at the gap in between them.
Yeah, on average.
Which is why I never made it big on Sniper, but yeah, no, it's garbage time right now. Brian is going for shots into spawn with his medic. But Eku's about to have, we can see a sniper Uber coming out here. No, but no, it's popped off onto Taiga. Spy Uber catches him as he surfs out. Brian finds the kill on Tom for getting detonated. And yeah, this is all stat pad time right now. Swift gonna lose his kill streak. But M&K, after a bit of a rough start, really, once they hit third, it has been all them coming through.
Yeah, such a strong play. We actually, in my opinion, we saw some great pub pushes out of Agar towards the end. And it's of course always one of those things that if we had seen that level of a pub push earlier on, really let's sell out here and go for a full sack of really trading our lives in exchange for material. I think we would have seen that push a little bit sooner. There were times that people would peek out from a door, lose half their HP and back up. And I think that was kind of why Agar didn't seal the deal on this point, but great defense out of MK as well.
Yeah, just really solid collapses. Swift had a 10 streak there. We'll have to check the logs to see how that one ended up turning out.
We have I actually want to shout out I mentioned. Oh, it looks like yeah, sorry. I want to shout out. Yeah, I think Humphrey is actually playing a deceptively very good game. We see him pretty high up on the scoreboard here, but you know, we saw like on offense, Humphrey kind of like playing kind of too far forward and dying. The thing is about playing at the invite level is like you get to invite by learning and memorizing the textbook. You win invite by going off script and
By
playing
writing the textbook.
yeah. So I think from Humphrey, we saw Humphrey like too forward or like getting a bit too far off beam or taking fights when they weren't ready yet. But it's so much better to have an aggressive player that you rein in and say like, if you take 10% off your aggression, we're going to go nuts. Versus it's a lot harder having a passive demo man who's like, can you please go in for the love of God? And then they take 2 steps forward instead of 1 and then back up, you know, it's, so I like what I've seen out of Humphrey as well. I'm hoping to see a little bit more out of their next round.
Yeah, I wanna point out that we have a 17, 9, and 5 pyro in the chat. I mean, 8 spy kills is going to contribute to that, but very solid stat line from Thick. I mean, I want to talk about the medics though, because Echo played that really well. Where even when MNK was failing to push first, failing to push second, you look at the logs. Echo only had 2 deaths. Really, only 1 because one of those deaths was in garbage time at the very end when they pushed up to spawn. That only death was on defense backing out of first. So despite all of the struggles that MNK had on offense, Echo never goes down. And what that means is that you're always keeping up in Ubers, right? You're always getting an Uber off every 40 to 50 seconds, maybe a minute if you're losing players. You're keeping up so much pressure on them, whereas DZ was dying consistently on offense trying to push second, and it just robs them of any Ubers that they have. And then that doubles the pressure because when you finally do get an Uber, you're like, shit, we have to use this before something goes wrong again. Then you get another suboptimal Uber, whereas Echo just staying alive gives so much more breathing room to MNK. And I just having that survivability, especially when you're failing to push second, is really nice because it is very easy to get chased out. There's a long way back to spawn. All it takes is one bad fight, and a scout can, run you back to your spawn gate. The enemy scout, run you back to your spawn gate and kill you there. So staying alive despite all those, failed pushes is very impressive.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think too, like I mentioned that, I liked what I saw out of Humphrey, but yeah, looking at the stats here, had more than double RJ BNR's deaths, right? So 7 deaths on RJ and
wait, look at
RJ
Lunar.
BNR and,
look at Lunar.
Oh my god, where are they?
I just saw them. Yeah.
Wall bug.
Yeah, I couldn't find it for a sec, but
I feel like I'm used to the one
awesome.
over hill. Speaking of which, over hill, there's a very nice sniper duck over here. Shout out to anyone who can find all 9.
Oh, you don't know how much time I've spent in past Vigil Cast looking for duck. Haven't actually been tonight though. There's been a lot of action. I love this. If this gets checked, I'm gonna be pissed.
Especially being turned backwards, like so. And when at home for this tech, you have to like do a certain keyboard input, like a certain speed against the wall. Uber's exchanged on the ground. Uber's faded on the ground. It could very forward. Wait a second, getting kind of shredded by Witness. Townsy backs up, place to live, goes down. Maxi on 7 HP. The offense has almost completely died, but great work out of Agar. This is what I wanted to see.
Showed him the katana collection, but yeah, DZ did get killed there. Not too much of a downtime because you're only 5 to 6 second respawn. It feels like. But just, means Echo will keep that 10% ad, doesn't have to worry about offense building faster.
Oh. Lunar is indomitable. Look at, wait, Lunar can hear them, I think. Luna's still there. Townsy flies past. Witness cannot see. Luna's in on Witness. Wait a second, you have to hit 6 rockets on the heavy ballpark? Not the best choice. The point is, the rest of the defense backs up here. Actually, more of an ad for Iku now that, like, DZ just in spawning hasn't been building great, but that's fine. You gotta push the card anyway.
Yeah, Lunar now trapped behind. I wasn't too sure about that drop onto the heavy. Because, like, you might have been better off waiting for a med, kind of come through now, right? Gank the med in tunnel or something along those lines. Lunar is going in for the medium pack, but I'm not going for the telly. If it's going to get caught out by Hero, go down. But Bug, meanwhile, on hill, takes out Brian. That's actually 2 really big defenders going down. As funny as that bit is, you're now missing a sniper and a soldier right now. Taiga's getting crusted by Lei all the way back out on flank. It looks like Uber's going to come out of main tunnel. Not going to get too much room, though. Humphrey popped up. Will manage to escape over hill, thanks to getting skyboxed off of some kind of weird source engine calculation right there. Witness now peeking out from tunnel, but Maxi takes out Bug with the bleed, and that's going to open up defense to play wide. All the kills now coming in favor of MNK.
I think this honestly was a pretty like telltale sign here, like you mentioned, being down those 2 defenders of Sniper Soldier. Like if you can't win an exchange off that, I think Agar has to, you know, hit the demos, hit the map reviews, and put in some time to kind of figure out like what it looks like to, what do you call it, capitalize on an opening like that.
Need some visualization training, I think.
Yeah, get the whiteboard out, like the
yourself
X's and
capping
O's.
second, because it feels like they can't do that right now. You know, a reminder that they didn't cap second in the last half either, so this MNK second hold is still undefeated.
It's like you have like a vision board, but it's like the second the just past the second hold. Oh my god.
Kyle finds 3 every single time they go for this hill push, and that's going to be easy dropping actually as well. Taiga finding that. But every time they go for this, Lunar just flies in directly at them and makes such a distraction. All, you know, 7 players on hill looking at the Pyro looks at him. Taiga gets in for free. You know, RJBNR is getting free spam in. It is just a meat grinder. They are not prepared to deal for this. I don't know if he baited out or what, but he just gets it constantly. Galaxy's going to take him out at least, so they don't have to worry about it this time and now as they're walking up, but full ad for Eku.
Oh, here's the full out defense. Taiga calling this one, saying it's such a collapser on hill. They're cleaning up one after another after another. Yeah, there we go. RJ being on an 8 kill streak right now. And now Swift and the rest of the team clearing out tunnel and posts. Very well played. They do have this IQ, but that's kind of okay. I also cannot iterate enough how Taiga called both of those last 2 pushes. And look at how beautifully they went for defense. I mean, saying on defense, collapse on them hill, we can obliterate them. And then calling, wait a second, this is a free Uber, charge forward, we can get a 4K, and it keeps working. Like, I'm watching Taiga's body language, it's screaming every bit of those comms to me. Well done.
That said, though, DC now has the ad here. Unfamiliar position for them on offense. Going to use it in right now. Humphrey jumping forward. Vic trying to deny, but getting hit up pretty low already. Goes going to get up, zoning him off. Lunar and Thick going to go down. Lunar found Bugs in the back, and Brian onto Humphrey takes him out. Taiga now to Witness, and here are the frags coming in favor of M&K. More trades as Spades gets some NG on NG action with the glow stick, but it's actually going to be the combo, or really just DZ staying alive. I think putting heals out into Townsy and Dope that are the difference. The second hold finally falls, but we're at 5 minutes per second. Not that much slower than what MNK put up on their first offense.
Yeah, that felt like such a strong second hold, but like, yeah, it's even less than like the first round second point capture. I feel like the world kind of rests in Galaxy's hands here, and actually they force Iku without Galaxy's contribution whatsoever. The rest of the team charges forward, forces the medic.
They're losing numbers in this. I think they thought they had an angle onto DZ, but DZ walks out, they're taking a point of damage. 3 players overextend, Spades gets caught out, so no engineer, and now DZ's sitting on 90% Uber. Things have gone from looking like MNK, you know, gonna stonewall them on second, to now Agar being in the driver's seat very, very quickly here. Swift alone on flank on this Tomislav, gonna have to try to gank someone. Sees Bug, gonna start harassing him right now, but Uber comes out, and I think they're just gonna have to back up the spawn.
Yeah, there's like a world where you recommit onto card here and like feed for it, but yeah, not Eku, everyone but Eku.
Oh, and here comes the Galaxy.
Still...
Can he clean him up?
Oh,
yeah, and there's
HP.
Oh, nope, Galaxy finally gonna get the kill onto Eku. They managed to hold the card. But I mean, DZ makes it out. You lose Eku here. It's not gonna take a lot to get this card in. 7 seconds. Taiga gets caught out. No spy to come in. They may be giving up an ad going into the last throw. I'll have to see if it works out for them as Cart now rolling back, but here's them to get on it. Swift goes down quickly. Brian headshot out. Spade's going to pull his gun back out to last, and now DZ's looking at make that now a 70% Uber ad coming into last. RJBNR caught out on a late spawn timer too. There's going to be no demo, no Uber here for quite some time. They're already in. Great air shot onto Max. Spade's going to go down as well. No gun.
Well, I love DC Creeper. Look, the second farthest forward on this push into last, like just screaming, "Go! Come on! We're winning."
You should be too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, brilliant. And Witness, yeah, again, this thorn in the side. Oh, using a Witness! Saying, like, no, Witness is here to stay. There's no backing Witness out at this point. And
bad fungus.
Still no Uber up on the defense. There's times 3 on card. They're getting it up the difficult ramp. Yeah, it's times 7. There we go. Brilliant cap. I mean, that was a... Like, if Agar had made this push, they would have won the last round here in 7 minutes, 9 seconds.
I mean... I gave Echo a lot of credit in the first half for staying alive. That and granted, it could have been RJBNR calling that walkout on third. Once Echo made it into spawn on third after the Uber, leaving it that was a bonehead move. Whether or not it was Echo's decision or RJBNR's call, that was half losing right there. Echo stays alive, you keep ad, they're still holding this, 100%.
You're right. Really what happened is they did two things half right. Like, backing up and keeping your medic alive, that's correct. Staying in and feeding, that's correct. But kind of doing half of both, like going in and feeding but not keeping your med alive, it's like multiplicative. So it's like they made like a 25% expected value play. Like, really poor decision making there, I think. But like you said, it was just like getting kind of too stuck in the comms. Like, when someone said, feed, everyone feed, it's like the medic goes in, it's like, I didn't mean you. And then other times it's like, feed, everyone feed, and the medic goes, and the medic baits, and they're like, why didn't you come in? You know, so you really can never win at the end of the day.
Yeah, meds basically can't ever make mistakes. It's all the team's fault, is what we're getting at. Two med mains on the cast, you know, laying down the law, as it should be. No, but I think that there's a time and place, right, to go for that kind of Alamo hold on like a payload third point where there's a hill that the cart can get up, both upward and vigil, right? That was not the time. You know, you were not super pressured. You had 5-6 minutes on the clock. Just get your med out, go for the last hold. You did not need to milk an extra minute there, or like your season would be on the line. As again, forward hold comes out. Uber's exchanged right off the bat. He's gonna make it back to the safety of the Lays now building God, which did go down there, so maybe they can capitalize on that. But Witness onto this headless on the hill, putting out a lot of damage, commanding a lot of pressure. But Maxi just coming in, going to assassinate him. Humphrey takes him out, but the damage is done. Heavy is dead. That means that this hill is completely safe for everyone to play up on. Brian now peeking tracks. RJBNR getting sticks in. Lunar going to go down, but the gun goes down. Taiga picks up Bug. Things going in favor of M&K right here as DZ Creeper caught out by Beck on the back out.
Massive ad hit for Iku. This is another like skill check. Wait, whoa. the melee from like RGBNR onto Humphrey of all classes. And Dope going down very late. Again, you want your pyro to like, if nothing, like you don't have a great gun here. Yeah, they can't even hold anymore. Oh wait, they're going the tracks route. Okay, this is actually the correct play. I expected them to back out. Point is, if you have your pyro here, you can even just air blast their Uber. Right now, you can't. Look at how late of a spawn this is. Finally, we have Dope spawning, but yeah, they can't shove them out. Agar making again the right play to play from tracks, letting the Uber fade. Witness peeking forward here, peeking forward. Bugged. If you can get one pick, maybe you go, but Cart's getting so far up now. It's not a. It's a lost cause.
Yeah, and now Taiga gets a stab onto the pyro. Brian snipes that hero, using a lot of your classes here. And I mean, I was holding it because it worked very well in the first round. I've been on this bullshit for a while. The Vigil first hold is dog shit. I'm gonna say it. Every single time I see it, a Mad dies backing out of it. I've seen it one time. It was this half. First time it's ever done anything and been worth it. It is not good. I just don't understand it. And it cost them second. I mean, some dry pressure into third. Really not gonna find too much else, but Echo only on 65%. That's effectively a sack wave. Now Macchiatos Galaxy coming in, and then Echo's all the way back out at spawn. I love that.
Oh, please forward hold if you're Agar here. I beg you, forward hold. Like, Witness sees it, Hero sees it. Oh, DZ Creeper, like, keeps going forward, but it's like the whole team is not on the same page. This was not part of the map review. They need to be playing a lot farther forward and meeting these Ubers here. You're giving them so much ground. Look, the enemies are through flank. There's no one spamming them. Like, okay, one body shot. That's all we have to show for it. Echo using on RJ, VNR, didn't need to be used yet. Now DZ Creeper Humphrey forward. But okay, I guess the defense like got the Uber out in a cleared cart. I guess that's really all you could want, but this felt like a non-issue. Like, they had a good play, but it could have been a fantastic play, you know?
Ultimately, though, they got the offensive Uber without it really doing too much. Although, Brian now gonna pick up Bug. That could be good, but Galaxy kicks him back out. Lunar goes down. RJBNR gets stabbed out. That sniper pick not gonna be too much if they keep leading, but Swift assassinates DZ Creeper. DZ playing close on flank and getting a reflex pipe up to Humphrey. They're turning this. You know, no combo, no sniper beat. Damn, they're gonna get that card up the hill. It's Townsy with 10 HP or 30 HP on this banner. Brian, I saw it in his eyes. He wanted to run in, no scope him to get the cap, but decided against it. Gonna play back, played a little bit more conservative. They have the card up. They release 10 seconds before it starts rolling back down. That said, though, now it's only 5. Someone's got to touch that thing.
God, you know in a movie when like the main character or some character doesn't fear death and they just like accept it, knowing their mission? That was Townsy on the cart right there. The pack was up as Townsy's on 10 speed and he does not leave.
There goes cart downhill.
Nice job, yeah. Well played out of Townsy.
But Brian now gonna take out that same Townsy. Taiga on a long hit from behind will find Bug. Brian next onto Humphrey. The good classes are falling again right now for Agar. 3 minutes left on the clock. It's gonna be a little bit of a regroup needed right now from MNK, but Maxi on cart. Really none of your big cart defenders on it. Galaxy not able to find any stabs. Still no kills coming across, but it bought them enough time for spawns. In comes Bug, in comes Townsy, in comes Humphrey.
Having the Pyro on cart here is great out of Thick here, kind of blasting the back. Swift absorbing a lot of the damage. Losing Heavy there is okay, as long as you can get the cart after. We have Spade Slick. The pusher, your pushing cart, does go down for it. So, yeah, kind of not enough. Only because Agar was able to hold this flank, and basically Townsy and the rest are able to spam it out. Nice shot from Brian, though, taking out Witness, so suddenly that flank is so free.
Yep, gets Bug next. He's been on fire here. DZ in this flank position. They both Meds have Uber though, and Brian's been racking up kill after kill right now, but they've not been able to just get enough of a room onto cart. Galaxy coming in on flanks will find Lunars. The Ubers get popped out. Spade's dead as well. Numbers already in favor of Agar here as we're now taking under 2 minutes. Cart, I think they might be able to get it up this time. No, Eku wants it. Eku's doing it himself. If I'm here, the rest of you should be. That's enough of a push right there. Great collapse in the post fight, allowing Agar to be the one pushing Cart in. And now they're gonna have slight disad pushing it to last, but Witness caught in a bad spot will go down. No Heavy's gonna be big here. Humphrey hit low too. So more room for RWBNR to take up ground, try to get some spam in. Lots of reflex going on right now. Townsy gonna have to jump out, but Tuck gets a stab onto Humphrey. Dope gonna be next. Kills are coming in. We've seen a last snowball once this game already. Swift in the head, but gonna be the focus from Townsy. Great reflex by Vic. Keeps his head alive a little bit longer, but will not be enough. Kills coming in. Hero just barely gonna make it back into spawn, hit that Banny Bind, and ultimately the snowball's not going to get them Cart here. DZ has Uber. The spawns are back up, but gets them some good ground.
Such good play out of Eku. Like, it would have been so easy to say, like, oh, we're going to get Uber in 15 seconds, let's keep our medic alive. And you mentioned how well Eku stayed alive. But for them to, like, say, no, let's play to win here, I'm staying in even on 65%. I love it. Right now, working up flank with RJBNR and taking Maxi as well. Wait, Galaxy! Whoa! Just, like, walks at RJBNR in a straight line and walks behind the back and gets the backstab. Nice job. Uber's exchanged here, but being down that quickly, I guess you're in a tough time here, yeah.
Yeah, losing your demo that early is killer right there. They try to get something on to Maxi, but he's just not able to find any real kills with good flashes coming in from DZ. 20 seconds left. I mean, banner out from Townsy. It's possible, but they're going to need a miracle, and I do not believe that's in their cards. Everyone walking up, they're going to find a kill onto Humphrey. 10 seconds. A couple kills trickling in, but just no card pressure, no time, no hope. No bread, no cheese, no clout, no round. It will be Agar Grove taking that half. We are 1-1.
Yeah, you nailed it. 2-1 either way. Wow, Galaxy going for that like round-winning pick. Yeah, that like a round-saving pick, I should say. Yeah, listen, they don't care. You know, as long as you can get that pick that seals the deal, it doesn't matter anything before that. So yeah, really well played out of Galaxy. And yeah, we got a game on our hands.
Yep, good match. I mean, it feels bad because Eku's been playing so well so far that one death on third really feels like it lost them the half. If they had another minute and a half there, I mean, you know, not a guarantee, but it feels like they may have been able to do it. They were, you know, kind of getting a little bit better at those last pushes as it went on, I feel, but I think once they didn't get that snowball off of third, you know, they weren't, like, Hero made it back out to spawn with 1 HP. They weren't able to keep Swift alive. Couple of things going another way. Maybe they just kind of ride that cart right in from third, but as it is, you know, enough coming out from the side of Agar that able to bring it up to a third half. Great way to start off the season.
Yeah, I like from Spring Rolls here in chat, like, do not look at the winning sniper's stats here. Bugged having a little bit of a tougher time on this one, going 5 and 10, and but you know, I think that's what's awesome about, again, this level of play. It's like
1.5
when
doesn't matter.
yeah, like when you can make the right calls and like play in the right positions, that to me is like so much more important than statistics, right? Uh, if statistics told the whole story, we'd be playing a very different game here. But even so, the statistics out of Humphrey are sick. Humphrey right now like had a lot more kills than deaths here, top damage in the server by a lot. So this, I think you can kind of see now what happens when the kills, when that aggression works correctly. I mean, same deal, like Hero going, getting a ton of picks. Both medics dying pretty rarely. Even Iku having 2 fewer deaths than DZ Creeper, 3 to 5 deaths between Iku DZ respectively. So yeah, I mean, both these medics, oh my god, like basically 1,500 healing per medic. Yeah, sharp game. I think both teams like played really like heads up TF2, but again, that little extra stats from Humphrey, the Galaxy getting that like round saving pick on defense. They're really putting in the effort here, I'd say.
And I mean, yeah, Townsy definitely a bit of a diffy on the soldiers here. I mean, Townsy almost double the damage, double the frags, almost half the deaths, plus really, really solid with the banners. I don't know if we've seen Lunar pop battalions yet, but feels like Townsy's busting out battalions constantly, and it's giving them so much extra just leeway on defense. You don't even need to worry, especially when your sniper is getting diff too, right? If your sniper is getting diff, the best thing you can do as a soldier is get banners and, even that. Even if he loses the SVS, it doesn't matter. You can walk up and just, stun in front of their sniper because you can't get headshot.
Yeah,
really helped buy them a lot of time on second, I think. Or no, they even got rolled through second, right? Was it? Yeah, they did. They got rolled through second. All that time came out of third, but banner works just as well in third as it does on second.
I mentioned earlier that Witness was a thorn in the side, and there was actually a chat from I think it was on second, like in the second half of the round here, that let's see, it was Maxi said, "Witness, I hate you. You are now my enemy," which I thought was funny. That even though the offense was having a hard time pushing, that Witness was still putting up so much damage into Maxi and like just making Maxi's life hell. So like kind of when you have a heavy like Witness and you're always like 1 foot in the door, and like there's kind of you always have a way into the game, right? Like if Witness takes 40 shots and then 10 of them land, that's 10 more shots than someone who never goes for it. So I love to see the way that Witness is like really opening the door to the team.
And I mean, a lot of the times too, right? Like on offense, deaths are very context dependent, right? Like I think there's a big issue where people look at stats too heavily and just see like a kill death as a total like performance of what happened. Like if your team is having trouble pushing second, if you have a telly up and you as a heavy are in on every play, it doesn't matter if you die 5 times if you finally get the kill that breaks it, right? Like those deaths, not to say they don't count, but it's not like getting stabbed in a 9v9 when you're on defense, right? That death is going to lose you a point. Being in with your team and dying trying to get that pick that, breaks the hold, those are good deaths. Those are the deaths you want people to have. You don't care if your KD's bad. If all of your deaths are on offense trying to get things done and you just don't die on defense and stay alive. Like,
shout out to Theater Techie, the Matt author and Yachts here, contributing here. We're very grateful for all of your contributions to the scene here. But no, I agree completely. And that's what I was like almost like excited to see out of these teams. I mean, I mentioned that DZ Creeper is that kind of player, like, I'm going, come in. And Townsy is that kind of player, like, I'm going, come in. And, it's just like sort of a nice sort of mix of players. Again, even though we saw, like, I think individually, like, the players are a bit stronger on the Macchiatos and KovaaK's side. And, I mean, we saw great defense, great offense out of them in the first half. So, this is when it gets interesting to me. Like, both of us had pushes and holds that did work, pushes and holds that didn't work. What does it look like for us to adjust and like seal the deal in this last round? Especially because I mentioned the personalities are very excited on the side of Agar, but they tend to argue, I think, sometimes for some of these players here. So, they might be kind of at each other's throats in a way that prevents them from winning their own game. Let's see.
Yeah, and I mean, I picked... I preded a 2-1 for Agar. even though I thought Brian was going to be better sniper, and I feel like that half is a perfect example of how you win, even without your sniper needing to pop off. Like, it is more than just sniper. Sniper is a lot of the of the puzzle, but it's not just sniper. You can have a half where your sniper is getting outshined and still manage to win. As
Begins in 30 seconds.
someone tanked the average here on the predictions coming through, as we're now seeing things slowly get down. Dolphin, I feel like there should be something in there that disregards times over like what 20 minutes.
I just, yeah, gotcha. I don't know. I disagree. The internet's here to mess around. You know, shout out to like the pool's closed era. What are we here for? Not to have a nice time.
I just really think that MNK is gonna get held for an hour. They're just gonna be held in like infinite overtime for 40 minutes on top of it.
Yeah, someone like taps the cart and then dies, and the next taps the cart and dies, and so on and so forth.
We did that in a steel lobby one time, and I think we got a 43, 44 minute offense. Dolphin, I think you were in that. Don't tell RGL that we were lobby terrorists in one day and age. But for the hold as standard, stacks coming in right now. No immediate Uber, which is interesting, but think on the Dragon's Fury gonna pick up Lucas. And
gets Galaxy and Ket. He really has Galaxy's number here.
That's really funny. I have not seen that kill icon in a very long time. But, I mean, they get the heavy down. It's going to be a bit of a spawn for Witness. The telly's not up either. He's going to have to waddle out. Now they're going to take the exchange here. There's not a heavy they have to worry about in post. Things may be going well here. Maxi probably going to get caught out. No, it's just surfs behind. Runs into Galaxy on hill. Will get taken out eventually, though. That Ambi going to do it. And Tiger going down as well, so not really able to capitalize on the kills. Bug with the 3 kills so far, now answering on to Brian. But Swift getting up close and personal. Gonna get spammed out, though. Hero finally takes him out. You know, no important kills coming across. Townsy with that banner, as we've called, keeps getting hit low, but not low enough. And defense gonna continue to hold here on first.
Yeah, I sang Taiga's praises before, and I do feel like Taiga is sort of the win condition of like how to make a play truly succeed. Losing Taiga just before the play starts is so crippling. Lunar walking out the sentry gun and dies. Swift now working forward on cart. Witness trying to like hold them off. You know, playing on these head glitches from Heavy. Anyone who doesn't know, the Heavy's, losing Taiga again, but the Heavy's bullets come out of the Heavy's eyes. So if the gun is not going over the rock, your bullets will still hit the enemy.
All you need to do is be able to see them, and you can shoot them. It doesn't matter about where the actual minigun is, but more trouble on first here, and still, you know, they don't get it right away, and they're having troubles with no flank pressure. They're gonna get the gun really early as the Ubers come out, but they're gonna lose spades in the process. Brian equalizes out onto the other enemy team, Pyro, but just not a lot to go off. Hero and Taiga now gonna trade out. Play finds that wrench smack on the Spy, but Witness being up here is just putting on so much pressure onto Trax. Will be forced back to heat up that Tasty, and in the meantime, kills all coming in favor right now of Agar. Eku's gonna find himself a saw onto Galaxy. That's about the only thing going for MNK right now. Another banner popped out of Townsy.
Yeah, Witness really holding it down out here. You know, because being again that linchpin here, like holding forward on the kind of flank side. They say no man is an island, but what is a man to a god? So Witness here really holding it down. Yeah, they're making it so difficult to get on that cart, get that cart pressure, and to convert these kind of advantages. We actually have a very slight ad from Iku. RGB not going in. They get 3 stickies, 4 stickies, 5 stickies, 6. Okay, DZ finally uses.
There's just no follow-up. Look at RGB and Oz gotten blown into Jenkins behind them. Gonna end up getting taken out. Drew some numbers back, but the card's still rolling back. They took that Uber in, and even with that ad, Dope just sat in the middle of the Uber for half of it, didn't take a single point of damage. They're finally, you know, I think maybe RJBR getting blown behind them was exactly what they needed, but we're looking at 340 through first right now. What a horrendous time. I should talk the first one, so of course it works again.
Yeah, in our heads. In our heads, it really is like, okay, second point is when this map really starts, but like, I feel like it's been an eternity. So being the offense and having to like start almost fresh here in second and to come up with a push Again, great work on the offense, like get the card as close as you can before pushing him. Wait a second, they just get the gun. Nice out of RGB and R. Swift, yeah, they're gonna go, whoa. Oh my god, they live on 6 HP. So they don't go
Look
down.
at their all
Humphrey
coming
getting
through it.
kind
There
of
are lots of
shredded.
kills coming across. Lunar finds DZ on 96. Up on Hill, that pressure from Tunnel was so good at making him just not watch Hill. Lunar gets in for free, finds a med pick. They're gonna wait. They don't even bother waiting for their full spawns. Echo coming in now with full Uber. Witness walking in will get taken out by Brian at a little bit close for comfort right now, but 340 through first, doesn't matter. They're gonna push about 4.5 through second, it feels like. So incredibly solid snowball here. Hitting the snowball both halves, even without you know, the first drop. Still at 5 minutes a second, but that's what Agar pushed last half and they won that half, so could be worse, and they still have full ad here. They could just take it right in through third.
Dizzy Creeper here actually getting a nice pick onto Taiga. That'll get us started here. Both going for the hero shot, does not seal the deal, and goes down for it. Dizzy Creeper still, you know, playing very smart here. Spawn, Townsy flying down onto Iku. The Uber does get forced out. You really don't have that,
Witness
honestly,
in
for
brackets,
Iku, so.
Secret Agent. I don't think they know he's here yet. Oh, no, he's spotted. Okay.
But
He's gonna take out
down.
Echo, though. Still low after that Uber. Just thought he would have gotten dealt with sooner, I guess. I question if it's gonna matter, though. I don't think it will. All it's gonna do is give a bit of a bigger ad coming into last. And DC doesn't get caught here at 95 this time. Medics, they're gonna manage to actually hold it, though. And it's gonna be Townsy and Dope now on cart. They lose the med, but manage to hold the cart. We saw MNK do this exact same thing, and it bit them in the end. That said, though, not as big of an ad on the side of Echo as he went down as well. Dope gonna get headshot out. Now Witness with fists on cart. The thing coming up. Should be able to, doesn't even need to air blast. The Witness just gets annihilated. Swift now on cart, fighting off the horde. Cap will come through 6 minutes. Gun down. They're almost wiped. Easy dead again. The siren song of third, leading sailors on both sides to their watery graves. They just want to hold it, Zach. They just want to hold it.
Oh wait, wow! The 8 players spawn all at the exact same time. That's you know, the team that dies together respawns together. I guess Taiga and Galaxy bumping into each other. Tiger goes down for it. 94, 95 on Iku right now. They have such a great play outside, and they're not going to go for it. Right now, staying forward. Okay, locking out the spawn. This is still fine, but there's no one here you can find except Galaxy, who walks forward in a straight line. We're now making our way towards that flank. Witness, Humphrey, DZ Creeper, Hero, like your whole combo is there on defense. You're barely staying alive, but is DZ going to get the super?
Yeah, he's only on 80. I don't think so, unless they're able to really stall this cart. They make it up the hill. Swift still in the corner here in the God spot, but the cart pushers are dead right now. So many low players on both sides. DZ dead at 95 again! DZ with 3 Teslas have on 95, 95, and 96. They will just ride that in 7-11. Almost a mirror image. 2 seconds off, Dolphin saying. Almost a mirror image of MNK's push last half. Down like the exact same script, exact same time, exact same thing happens. That is crazy. Through third and fourth. That it happened exactly like that.
It would have rolled to think that, like, if they had capped first in a minute instead of 4 minutes, that, yeah, we would have seen basically 4 minutes and 15 seconds ballpark. So, yeah, look, I think we've seen great play out of MNK. Listen, it's not Vigil if you don't get hard stuck on one of the 4 points, and exactly one and no more. So, yeah, it makes total sense to me that, like, I think they should have been takes to win here. But listen, if Agar gets really lucky, you know, if they kind of breeze through the points in a way that, you know, they show up on last with 3 minutes left, then it's anyone's game.
Yeah, and are we gonna see the first hole? We are not. We are not. They're listening to me. They're listening to me. I did this. I'm the reason behind this. Yeah, but Spade's gonna be much more passive this time. I think they realize that second has been their strongest hold. With the match coming against us, they don't want to risk losing that. And especially with, you know, there's only 6 teams in Invite this season, I believe. So you have that many less matches to play against other teams. So every win matters. You don't want to do anything that can risk that. You know, being risk averse right here is fine. 7 minutes is a holdable time. They've done it before. No need to gamble it on the first hold, eventually lose everything right away. Brian already with the SVS on to Bug. Humphrey really aggro. Gonna get just barely escapes with his life, actually. As they're getting some good card time, but really nothing you saw. But Galaxy coming in on hill, Big Skay finds Eku. That is gonna be an immediate drop. They played risk averse, but they ended up in the same spot with their med dead as first gets tapped. Talked about a round-saving stab last time. I mean, you can't really save the round when you're just starting, but easily setting it off on the right note.
Yeah, this, I had like a whole thing prepared of like, you know, showing a new hold here in the last round of the game. And wait a second, the Uber flies forward. DZ, Eku, DZ, Humphrey, and Doper all the way onto Eku here, trying to shove them off the cart path. Getting this cart way forward. Wait, Argentina going forward, and Galaxy gets the pick. Eku not able to find anyone here. Now Maxi, but it's not enough to hold. They're backing way out to third. They do have advantage here on the defense, like an Uber advantage, but wow, what a blazing first and second point.
Yeah, I mean, you looked at 7, it's about a minute and a half through first and second. I mean, insane snowball right there. Just getting that stab onto Eku so big. They've had so little opportunity to actually have ads of how well Eku's been playing. Galaxy again now onto RJBNR, starting off every single point here so far with a huge pick onto the combo. Bug now walking up. Witness gonna go down for that, but it lets Bug get Brian. That is a trade you'll take any day. For those good deaths we talked about, no defensive sniper now means that they can get forward. Not too much card time now, as Eku's actually gonna pop out. They are in an exchange right now, but Taiga is already dead, 96 in favor of Agar. Everyone's getting scattered. They're gonna get caught out, sniped out by Bug in the air. It's gonna be RGBNR doing their best, trying to clear card and failing. Dope gets that burnout kill. We are now looking at about 2.5 minutes through third. And after what has been such a back and forth match, it looks like Agar is activating here in this last offense. They have 5 minutes now to push last.
I think what happens if they get 3 minutes to push last? That was even a bit generous from my, like, when I said it. They have 4 minutes and 50 seconds as soon as they got third, like, to push into last. They're not going for that aggressive play into, like, you know, the main door, but that's because there's not enough down. So they're kind of setting up the sniper outside, you know, clearing their entryways, getting the Uber up on DZ. DZ's actually building very well. They're going to have a DZ dad, and Brian going down is so important from Galaxy. Even Spades can't level up the gun because he has to take up the sapper. Now Humphrey goes in, clears out the gun. They're shoving them all the way to spawn. They're gone.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking like a potential just straight snowball right now coming through. Eku's gonna pop out Uber now. They have the Uber. DC doesn't. This should hopefully stabilize if you're M&K. But Humphrey finds 3. He's behind them. He's gonna pick up Brian as well. Make that 5-6 for Humphrey. What in the world is that? That crouching Devo hidden sticky trap. Finds 6. Disconnects coming out from the side of M&K. Absolute devastation here in the last half. Galaxy and Humphrey teaming up to really just bugged in there too. 3v9 the world. Insane. Just, you know, he turned on the afterburners.
Yeah, really. Yeah, Galaxy just taking that round by the horns here, and taking a page out of the, like, you want them to think, this is one of my specialties, you want them to think you're an easy kill, right? You know, dying 8 times to the pyro round 1, it's like, oh, I'm gonna make them think I'm like a known quantity and that, like, they don't have to worry about spy too much. And suddenly you really turn it on when it actually matters, and it's, you know, suddenly Thick is like, oh, I don't have to worry about Galaxy. Galaxy's easy to take care of. Suddenly, bam, you hit them in the round where it really counts, where it really matters. Incredible play.
Yeah, I mean, RJBNR getting killed basically the start of every single defense there, unable to really do anything. I just saw Zen clip that that Humphrey kill. I didn't have the stream open. I need to see what the hell happened there. You take the micro. I need to see what happened.
Yeah. I mean, Humphrey right now 15-4, top damaging by, oh my god, 160 over RJBNR and anyone else. Yeah, I mean, that happens, I guess, when you're rolling, but at the same time, like, what's the reason why you're rolling? Jesus Creeper even died more. But yeah, listen, when you're in a roll like that, it's like there's not really a lot of ways to hold. I mean, we saw in the chat, actually, someone mentioned that DZ died at around like 95%, 3 separate times on the defense there. On the defense there. So basically, it's such an uphill battle at that point. And Yeah, I think such brilliant play out of this team. And like, you know, I mentioned that like a lot of these players are so hot on the mic of like, come on, let's push, let's go. But then when that doesn't work, they can get at each other's throats a little bit. Here's what it looks like when they succeed. It's like you give them an inch to take a mile.
Humphrey hid in the spawn behind, got a sticky trap up on the spawn. 3 people walked out, killed all 3, then ran out behind, killed 3 people, and died.
Oh my god! Wait, no way. Yeah, here we have the live replay for you on stream here. That's incredible. So they all ran straight past him.
I mean, it was such a chaotic Uber. I guess he just found himself, whirlpooled behind and just, easy frags. Gets 3 on the sticky trap. And then just walks out. Knows that he's behind and he's not going to get checked for the time being. So knows there's going to be a spawn timer coming soon because at the very least he can get that. But really, no one even makes an attempt to check. They all just lost track of him in the Uber. And I mean, if we're being realistic here, right? Do they win without that? Yes. Is that the best exclamation point you could possibly ask for? Absolutely. That's awesome.
Amen to that. Yeah, this I was really excited for this match because like, yeah, these teams I think are matched in such an interesting way. And Vigil is a great kind of battlefield for this, right? Where like we mentioned, it's like you can hard hold a point for 7 minutes and think nothing of it. You can also barrel straight through from first to last in 3:42. Anything can happen here on Vigil. And these teams, the way they like adjust over time, especially going all 3 rounds, it's like you get really exposed after 3 rounds, I think. So for Agar to really hold it down, say like, yeah, they gave us an inch, let's take a mile, do not stop, everyone, we're in. They really earned it at the end of the round here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a point there where you're probably about 4 minutes into that second half where you're like, man, MNK is just the clear better team here. And yet, guess who won the match?
Yeah, and this really has a lot of implications too for the season. Like when you start off with like your team really put in all the practice in the preseason, doing all your tryouts, doing all your like map talks, whatever. And then you show up here and you like earn a hard fought win like this. It's so empowering for Agar, but for Macchiatos and KovaaK's, there's going to be a lot of, what do you call it? Like the post-mortem, right? The discussion around what really happened here. What do we want to change up? Because, we're kind of on the back foot going into week number 2. And especially like you said, in a 6-team season here in Invite, it's like, there's only a couple weeks left. So each of these wins matters so much.
Yeah, I mean, good on MNK for getting the match points here, but you really want the win, right? I mean, you easily could have had it too. That was a possibility. There's a timeline where you win this match. Maybe I might even argue that there may be more timelines where MNK wins this match than Agar does, but doesn't matter about the other ones because the timeline we're in, Agar pulls the 2-1. And I mean, if you're MNK, don't get caught up on like the Humphrey 6K at the end, right? That was a freak play. That's not going to happen. You had bigger issues, right? Your medic's getting stabbed on first. That shouldn't happen. Your demo man consistently getting caught out, being one of the first deaths in a 9v9 situation on defense, consistently happening. Your sniper is hard gapping the other sniper, and you're still managing to lose. You're still managing to bleed at an even rate that he is finding you kills. There are things to work on there. And I mean, granted, a lot of these players are either first or second season in Invite, so it wouldn't be fair to expect them to, not to say that they don't have the potential, right? But it is still a learning experience. But I think we did see a lot of really good potential from them in this match.
Agreed. Yeah, I have really nothing more to add. I think across the board, or maybe I'll see if anyone really stands out to me like a sleeper here. Like top frags in the entire game is Brian, followed closely by Humphrey and then Swift. No, but both medics, I mean, these group are having basically double the deaths of Iku, but still winning. That's a rogue stat line. The seal of approval. You got to thumbs up, my man.
All the seal of approval too. You know it.
Yeah, who was it in chat that said Medmain should cast all the time because we know what's up? Like, yeah, it doesn't matter how you get the rounds, it matters how many you get.
That?
Yeah, finally, my genius is recognized. I'm you know.
That's the thing where you put that in chat and then bring it up afterwards, like.
Wow, great chat from
I was
Rouge,
seeing in
I
chat a lot of
think.
people were saying Rouge Walkers, yeah, Rouge Walkers. Yeah, a lot of people in chat really seem to be agreeing with me. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, great play out of these teams. I love what I saw from both sides, and you know it is week 1. We have time to adjust. And yeah, much love to everyone here in chat. Thanks for putting up with us.
But yeah, I think, again, we've pretty much said all about what we got to say. I see Spring Rolls in chat. It's probably his bedtime, old man. So I think we're gonna wrap things up here, and that great way to start off the season. I think we'll definitely be back next week. I believe it should be Rogue and I going for most of the season, if not all of it. Zag is otherwise occupied on Monday nights for the time being. So you got your med main pair coming in here, and looking to be a good season. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Have a good night.